Basketball is arguably one of the most popular sports in the world. Being an Olympic sport, 12.5 million viewers tuned in to watch the gold medal contest between the United States and Spain. In 2021, NBA regular season games have averaged 1.06 million viewers. According to FIBA, it is estimated that at least 450 million people play basketball worldwide. Basketball began in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1891. The game was created by James Naismith, a 31-year-old physical education teacher at the YMCA International Training School, now known as Springfield College. He made the game to keep athletes in shape indoors during the winter due to request of his boss. Naismith published 13 rules of the game. The objective of the game was to throw the ball, a soccer ball, into fruit baskets nailed into the lower railing of the gym's balcony. Each scored, the game stopped to get the ball out of the peach baskets using a ladder. After realizing how insufficient this was, the bottoms of the baskets were removed. Colleges in the Northeast picked up basketball quickly. In 1897, Yale started to dribble or bounce the ball to themselves without passing. The game adopted dribbling, but only allowed one dribble before passing. 4 years later, full-on dribbling became official. In spreading basketball throughout the world, YMCA had a major role. The graduates of YMCA International Training School went on to travel around the world and introduce the game of basketball to people, not just in the U.S. In 1914, World War I broke out. American forces took basketballs wherever they went. The first professional basketball league, the National Basketball League, was founded in 1898. The league had a whopping 7 teams: the New York Wanderers, Trenton Nationals, Millville Glassblowers, Bristol Pile Drivers, Camden Skeeters, Pennsylvania Bicycle Club, and Burlington. The league was disbanded in 1904. Not much happened until the 1920s when other leagues popped up, but the most popular of them all was the American Basketball League, founded in 1925. Basketball was growing rapidly around the world, so on June 18, 1932, Argentina, Czechoslovakia, Greece, Italy, Latvia, Portugal, Romania, and Switzerland founded the International Basketball Federation, known as FIBA, standing for Federation Internationale de Basketball Amateur. FIBA was one of the most influential fighters in working for bringing basketball to the Olympics, and in the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin, basketball made an appearance as an official Olympic sport. United States won gold, beating Canada with a score of 19-8. On June 6, 1946, the Basketball Association of America, BAA, was founded. 3 years later, in 1949, the BAA and the National Basketball League, NBL, another competing league, merged to form the NBA. This new league had 17 franchises, but in 1950 consolidated to 11 franchises, a process that continued until 1954. Within a few years, 3 other franchises folded. In the 1953-54 season, there were only 8 teams, all of which are still in the NBA today. The New York Knicks, the Boston Celtics, the Philadelphia Warriors, now known as the Golden State Warriors, the Minneapolis Lakers, now known as the Los Angeles Lakers, the Rochester Royals, now known as the Sacramento Kings, the Fort Wayne Pistons, now known as the Detroit Pistons, the Tri-City Blackhawks, now known as the Atlanta Hawks, and the Syracuse Nationals, now known as the Philadelphia 76ers. In 1957, Bill Russell joined the Boston Celtics and star point guard Bob Cousy. The Celtics went on to win 8 straight championships from 1959 to 1966. In the 66-67 season, they lost to the 76ers in the championship, but won back-to-back championships in 68 and 69. From 1966 to 1968, the league expanded from 9 to 14 teams, introducing the Chicago Bulls, Seattle Supersonics, now the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Diego Rockets, who moved to Houston 4 years later, Milwaukee Bucks, and Phoenix Suns. From 1966 to 1974, the NBA grew from 9 franchises to 18. In 1970, the Portland Trail Blazers, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Buffalo Braves, now the Los Angeles Clippers, expanded the league to 17, and in 1974, the New Orleans Jazz, now in Utah, made 18 teams in total in the NBA. Following the 1976 season, 4 more teams were added: the San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets, Indiana Pacers, and the New York Nets, now the Brooklyn Nets. In 1979, the league added the three-point line, resulting in more points. The same year, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson came into the league, and fan interest growed. Both players led the teams they played on, Bird on the Celtics and Johnson on the Lakers, to multiple championships through the 80s. Also, in the early 1980s, the NBA added one more expansion franchise, the Dallas Mavericks, bringing the total to 23 teams. In 1988 and 89, 4 more teams entered the league: the Charlotte Hornets, Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, bringing the total to 27 teams. Michael Jordan also entered in 1984, and with Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, and many other all-star teammates, the Bulls were very dominant in the 90s. Jordan is now argued as the greatest to ever play the game. In 1995, the NBA expanded into Canada with the Vancouver Grizzlies, now in Memphis, and the Toronto Raptors. In 1996, the WNBA, a league for women, was founded. In 2004, the Charlotte Hornets left Charlotte for New Orleans, and a new expansion team, the Charlotte Bobcats, was founded. After the 2013 season, the New Orleans Hornets became the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Bobcats, after being below average their whole history, became the Hornets again. Now, the league has 30 teams, and basketball is one of the most popular sports. The NBA is a multi-million-dollar franchise, and basketball is played almost everywhere. Thank you for listening to my presentation.